we're going to let Larry take it now. And I want you to tell us a little, Larry, your first exposure to mantra, how you used it. Was it easy? And how you experience it now and what it does for you. And if you teach it, how you teach it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look, like most people, I think, I was exposed from the very beginning, because one of the first things that Baba always did was to give the mantra. He talked about the great mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, and its great power. And so, like everyone, in those days, there was a little mantra card, okay? And you were handed that when you went up to meet Baba, and you kind of looked at it, and he said, this is really important. It's so important to repeat the mantra in your sadhana. So I had previous experience with mantras. This is probably the thing that stood out with me as I was on my spiritual quest before meeting Muktananda, and I used them. And to be honest, I didn't get a lot of benefit. I mean, they were somewhat useful for kind of focusing the mind a bit, but I didn't have any great revelations or feel any great energy. And so I have to be honest, when I got the mantra from Baba, I thought, nice, because I was very, very moved by him and his energy and all of that. And so I thought, okay, this is what we do here, so I'll do it. I guess from the beginning, I felt more energy from that mantra. And so for me, I think it was learning something about what we'll talk about later, which is the difference between an awakened or Chaitanya mantra and just a mantra. And I'll pick up on something you said, Mary. You said when the going gets tough and you need something. I had an experience, and this was well into the tour and Baba's traveling times. And I can't remember what it was, but Paul will probably remember the time when Baba was in Florida, because he came with his wife to meet Muktananda. Mary also mentioned to you that around Baba, we just went 24/7. No such thing as a day off. No such thing as, oh, okay, let's chill for a while. It was like programs every day. And for some reason, I had this experience of just a kind of flatness. And the ashram, temporary ashram, which was an old hotel, was on the beach in Miami, Florida. And I just went out and I was just looking out over the ocean. And I was just, like I said, feeling this kind of flatness. And I scanned the ocean, looked back at the ashram, and it was, I don't know, 3 or 4 stories, whatever it was. And I looked up and I saw in the window Baba looking out the window. It was really interesting. And I almost immediately, someone came running up to me, one of Baba's attendants, and they said, Baba wants to see you. Now, this wasn't unusual because, like Mary said, I was running programs, I was doing this and that for Baba. So up I went. I thought maybe a letter, maybe a change in the program, maybe something. So I tried to lift myself in that moment. And Baba was sitting on his bed. And as he did when he was in that mode, he would just have often a little shawl around him on the top, and looking very kind of cozy and just chilled. And he beckoned me forward, and I went, and he leaned over and he whispered the mantra in my ear. And it was like a different level of mantra and sound. And he said, repeat this all the time. And he'd actually written the mantra out on a piece of paper. And he gave that to me as well. And that changed my relationship to mantra, I have to say. It was definitely Chaitanya alive. And since that day, the mantra has become a close friend in my sadhana. And I came to understand what an awakened Chaitanya mantra is all about. And I have to say, we often talk about the fact that the mantra, the guru, the Shakti, they're all one thing from the point of view of energy. And when I repeat that mantra, it just brings Baba to me. I can feel him, see him, and all of that. So mantra can come to us in many different ways. And that experience for me was like the reality of what these words, because often I think we hear the words about mantra, awaken, not awaken, all of that. I think it's important for people to understand in relationship to that Shakti, to that energy, to the guru. You start to get it not on the level of words or intellect, it is alive and real. So I never thought myself to be a great repeater of mantra. That changed a lot. That changed a lot.